All right, everybody. Welcome to Rice and Beans. It is the week of October 26th. I am Matt Stoner. I'm going to be your host here going forward. On my left, we have the man himself, Stephen Anthony Lawrence, also known as Beans. On my right, we have the one and only Max Rice, also known as Rice. This is Rice and Beans. Gentlemen, let's have a fair conversation. Let's stick to facts, not fake news, not alternative facts, Stephen, but facts. And let's have a good time. Fun show for you this week. No guest this week, but we will hopefully have one starting next week. And we are going to start this evening with what is on everybody's mind, the most important thing in this country happening this week, Borat, a subsequent movie film. Gentlemen, have you both seen it? And what do you think?
Definitely the most important thing for stoners.
My review is it was very nice.
It was. I like it a lot.
I am so excited to be able to go, very nice. It's my sister again. I feel like we all needed it in 2020. We all needed a good laugh.
The curse at the end of the year. It could possibly be both.
And a lot of tidbits. I think he was speaking Hebrew as a Jew. That was kind of cool. I think he was.
What representation matters, Max? You know.
No, the Kazakhs are pissed. They're pissed. He really wasn't a good look for that nation, and he was speaking Hebrew
again.
Well.
No, they are. I think that the prime minister is declaring war on Borat right now. But I was laughing. So I was
laughing. Can you declare war on an individual?
You could do a fatwa.
A fatwa. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's possible, man. You know, if people have been trying to kill religious. I mean, they put Winnie the Pooh in jail in China, so yeah, I'm sure you could go after a fake character.
Yeah, no, Winnie the Pooh's Jack now. The things he's been doing, he really, you got to beat up the strongest man in prison on day one.
Well, for the people that don't know, is Winnie the Pooh was actually banned in China for his resemblance to President Xi. The people that actually
now he's on steroids. So if you want some steroids or some ramen noodle soup, some ramen noodles, he's got you on the low.
I'm now pretty sure that we're now banned in China for having that conversation. So thank you, gentlemen, for making our market just that much smaller.
Yeah. ESPN.
No, but so one of the big problems is, we definitely have seen the division in America. It was very evident that and this is something we've been seeing for a long time, but the division in this country is something that was really pointed in that film. I mean, what are your thoughts in terms of how that was represented? Is the country as divided as we think it is, and why?
I saw it with mostly, it was probably 70% Republicans, 30% Democrat, but not really. Probably most people don't care about politics. But of the people that cared about politics, 70% Republicans, 30% Democrats. And everyone was laughing. And I think you got to give him kudos like he did, the Justin Trudeau blackface joke and stuff. So he kind of gave some nuggets for people on both sides. And I think it's important. I said this too to my Republican friends, that if you can't laugh at someone or enjoy a piece of art because you disagree with them politically, we're screwed as Republicans.
Even more so, it was a moment of healing. When he went into the synagogue, with the big old comical fake nose and the things, and the two Jewish grandmas, instead of just going, "Get the heck out, you bigot bastard," what did they do? They took him in. They said, "Hey, we're not that different." And at the end of it, they broke bread and fucking hugged. And I thought that was a great moment for America.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She was the only sane character in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like America needed to see that,
They did. They also needed to see Rudy.
Rudy's booty.
Yeah.
Rudy.
Okay, so what
Rudy.
Put some cologne in the suit.
A little
touching
bit
legs.
Of, contention there. I mean, so of course the official response from him and from his people are that he was tucking in a microphone. I get it. Steven and I have worked in entertainment. Max, I'm sure. Well, yeah, being on Fox News.
Yeah.
You know that they there's some microphone stuff that goes on generally around the back. But what was going on there? I mean, that was a whole moment. I don't even know how to react.
Kevin has a video on it. I think so. I kind of think it's like an O.J. Simpson situation. You're framing a guilty man. I don't think he was touching. I think they did do editing tricks, and I think they dubbed over her voice, where they're probably like, "Hey, put on the mic or whatever," and they got that shot. But the whole situation, as I said, framing a guilty man, freaking creepy, man. Not too many excuses. Everyone that I watched that in the room was just even before the hands in the pants were just ugh.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Great.
asking for, oh, what's your phone number? What's your address? I mean, that
And
by
the
itself.
leg
I'm sure he
touches.
didn't, the character was meant to be 15. Of course, the actress was, I believe, 24 years old. But, just again, that Borat moment of coming in immediately afterwards and, G-string with his anus,
Still,
whatever it was.
even if she was really 24, it's what it looked like.
That's the perception, yeah.
It's perception. Perception is reality for a lot of people.
You got to do a lot of gymnastics to say that it was just a normal interview.
It was not a normal interview. I've done a lot of interviews. Never have I done one in the bedroom, laying on a bed like that. Ever.
Yeah.
And then, I'm open to new things. I'm open to meeting. I'm open to new things.
Next time Harvey needs to interview somebody, I'm pretty sure that, no.
There you go. It would been my very nice. See my daughter.
Oh my! That was great. And I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And by the way, she's gonna have a great career. She really stole that movie.
How brilliant was she?
Just
like from a performance standpoint. Oh yeah,
it wouldn't have worked without her for sure.
That's
like also,
amazing.
he's like, if you notice, she has most of the screen time because people know who Borat is. So I don't think you could have filled up that much time.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't even know how they did it, and how great was it to live with, 5 QAnon people two QAnon believers for 5 whole days in character.
Oh yeah,
that was so funny when he's
and to adopt everything
on the coronavirus, and they were good people. They seemed like good people.
Yeah,
right?
They're good people, but that's just it. If they'd have known he was Sacha Baron Cohen, they'd have probably believed that, he was one of these Hollywood elite people that drinks the blood of children and rapes babies on his spare time.
Well, he's an English elite that drinks babies and all that stuff.
Well, still, that's
Hollywood funds him. Well, that's
we are at a point in our country where, half of Trump supporters, that's, about 25, give or take, % of the population, believes that all actors and all of these politicians are child blood drinking pedophiles.
Not all of them, just the SAG ones.
Just SAG ones, and but
so that's about 66% of this conversation right now. We actually got our baby drink on before coming on screen, so it's why we look so beautiful.
Yeah, why do you think my skin looks so good? Let's be real here.
There's actually a gun right there. They're having me on this to just normalize people, and so this is like a hush. What is that?
Hush money?
No, the huff where they snuff film.
Oh, snuff
film. That's a different. Yeah, if we don't make the film, we snuff you out. Is that?
Yeah, if I don't normalize this, exactly.
Well, it definitely, and we'll do another episode on this later too. But it shows the perception that people have with news media and with fake news, and with all the misinformation that's out there. We see a problem with news as entertainment, and we see entertainment as news. And when we blur those lines, it's a really dangerous thing to happen. I mean, especially Steven as an actor, as an entertainer, and Max as somebody that went on. I mean, your kind of claim to fame, as it were, is going on Fox News and sort of pointing out the problems with trying to find leading witnesses when you're doing an interview like that. I mean, it's very evident that this is a problem.
Yeah, that really opened my eyes, because like as kids in high school, we like, our dream was to get on Jerry Springer. And we'd make up all sorts of stories, everything from like my friend left me for my cat to like realistic ones, like roommate disputes, and we never got through the screener. But with Fox News, they came to me on false information. Like my bio they could just check my ID and it would have been over right then. And they, for a whole week of just like, I've never got a better acting coach in my life. Like that's my trick for you guys. Go on Fox News. They'll teach you how to act for a week. So for a whole week, we kind of workshopped a script that I obviously didn't end up reading. But I do think when it happens in anything from like religion to school, whatever, when like the more like the standard, like, or the ideal, like kind of goes down like that, it's just the floodgates open.
And what's insane is, the hypocrisy of the Law and Order party, wants to believe that, you're not innocent until proven guilty. I don't understand.
Tom Hanks, I don't know, man. There's a lot of, I saw some text messages.
Well,
I'm kidding.
He really did like that volleyball an awful lot. I will say that.
Yeah,
I will say that.
If you add up all the letters, it's 6666.
But how can we be how can you be the claim to be the law and order party, and yet doesn't believe in innocent until proven guilty? That's one of the basic things. That's one of the first things you will read in any law class.
Yeah,
in American law.
What's so great about America is innocent before proven guilty. So that's not true everywhere.
Well, yeah, in America at least. Well, but that's just it.
No, I disagree because I think it's an ideal. Like if it's your guy, like with Republicans, if we're talking about Trump or whoever, then it is innocent or until proven guilty.
But it can be extremely problematic, especially me, because when I'm not doing this show or on Cameo or Bigo, I'm also teaching kids acting because guess what? I was a kid actor. I get a lot of, kid actors wanting to, be in the business. So yeah, when about a fourth of the parents that are going to be paying me think I'm going to eat their kids' blood, it could affect me.
For sure. And I wonder like what I've talked about this is I do think there needs to be like, they do need to regulate social media and stuff like that. Like that's where I differ from Republicans because like there are like real effects to normal people because you're famous. Like think about the people that aren't as famous and they're cutting away half their crowd. They're done.
Yeah. Well, it's, there was that Netflix documentary that came out, and it's sort of incredible to see the ways in which Facebook and all of these other sites are able to manipulate this data. I mean, they said that in the 2016 election, was it 2018, they basically were able to use things like, different fonts, different colors, things like that to actually influence whether or not people were voting. In that instance, it's great that they're using it for something that's positive, but, is there fear for either of you that it's,
with that person, the Cambridge Analytica whistleblower? And first of all, that movie's on Netflix. Like, talk about pot calling the kettle black. Like, they're talking about using things to make people to stay on their platform longer. Like, come on. And no, I thought that documentary was like the serotonin stuff and how they knew like going in that like the way that like buttons would affect people. I think that's very true, and that they didn't really care about the sub effects. So I agree on that, but I do think that documentary was a little like, come on. And then I think they got the Pizzagate part wrong because I like at the same time, like I think it's dangerous to make people not feel comfortable to question things or be conspiracy theorists. Because a lot of the greatest things that we found transparency-wise came from people that thought aliens exist or 9/11 was fake. They fought the government for transparency laws and it happened. And so I am always scared when they're trying to make that guy that shot up the computer at the Pizzagate restaurant. He like believed in Pizzagate and he shot a computer and everyone's like, oh, look, it's so dangerous. I'm like, every idea is dangerous. When we start attacking ideas that.
No, but I'm going to disagree with you there. I think there's a big gap and big leap between having an idea and an accusation on somebody.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. There should be like libel laws type like that. I'm okay with that.
But fuck that, dude. Here's the thing. If you have millions of people talking shit on the internet, who has time to, take out a lawsuit on every single person on the internet? I don't.
No, that's true. I mean, that does suck, but like I'm just more scared of people abusing that and just anytime because we've just seen it throughout American history. Anytime someone's anti-government, whether it be like for civil rights, like Martin Luther King, that was anti-America, to even like Waco, which was a cult and was terrible, where they shouldn't kill those kids. But like, I just think I'm just always scared when the government's like saying, hey, you can't think a certain way, even if I disagree in the type of thinking.